I was drawing something for my mom for, I think, Mother's Day. For a while there, I was the only child, and she liked it, and it kind of inspired me to draw something else for her, and I drew all kind of pictures for my mom, you know, just various houses and birds and things like that. This is the first drawing I ever drew, and I gave to my mom for Mother's Day. I never knew it was called being a cartoonist or nothing. I just drew, you know, that's what I did. Well, it de-stresses me. I can have a stressful day at work, and I can sit down and draw for an hour, and it's like that day at work never happened. If I could support myself cartooning, like some of my idols that cartoon in the newspapers, they actually do that for a living. I like Jim Davis. I like Carlos Gary. Of course, I like Charles Schultz. Charles Schultz, he does the Peanuts. That's one of the ones I first started seeing when I was very young. I've submitted to them probably about 20 times, and I got one acceptance, which is like winning the lottery, you know. If I'm inspired or something, if I'm driving, I'll stop and pull over. I might write like put a couple of words on a dollar bill, and maybe a face, like an expression, and I just try to remember that when I get home, and I can develop a cartoon, you know, what I had in mind. My mom and my brother and everybody inspired me to, now that you've worked and you worked all those years, maybe you need to pursue your passion, you know. I don't know, they didn't know what avenues, or they didn't recommend any avenues, they didn't know either. And I started researching and talking to cartoonists and getting their contact information online, and seeing the process of actually making cartoon and submissions and submitting to a magazine and newspapers and things like that. I talked to Jim Davis, and he said I need to develop my own style. I'm trying to learn different areas of art, you know. I know how to do a lot of superheroes, you know. I used to draw those a lot. Marvel characters, Batman, Superman. I don't have a lot of patience, so cartooning came good because I can draw pretty quick. You need to expect rejection more than you expect to be accepted, you know, your cartoons. But, you know, if you love to do it, you won't stop. You know, I'm not drawing because I'm looking to get accepted by, you know, somebody to say my cartoons are good. I draw because I like to do it.